Hey everybody, Jacqueline Bear here. So I did something a little out of my comfort zone end of summer, and I wanted to create a video to share my experience and also why I love saying yes to opportunities, even if it makes me a little anxious or a little scared. Anna Wilson is a local artist here in Colorado who does amazing art. She does beautiful murals. She is also a live wedding painter, and she asked me to come be a second painter at a wedding in New Mexico, and of course I had to say yes. Not only was this a great opportunity for me to learn from another artist, but it also was a great way for me to get out of my comfort zone once again. If you'd like to learn more about Hannah, I'll link her shop down below. She's got a lot of amazing pieces and goods, so go support my artist friend and go check out her site. So I remember waking up and checking my phone, and I had a text message from Hannah, and it asked me, hey, I'm in a pickle. I need a second painter to come with me to a wedding in New Mexico, and I was hoping that you could come with me and paint live guest portraits at this wedding for 5 hours. It was her biggest package. There was a lot of guests, and she knew she could only do so many per hour, so she had me come along, and I immediately said yes. I didn't even think about it. I was like, this is a great opportunity. I'm gonna get out of my comfort zone. And then it started sitting with me, and I said, oh, I need to practice these, guest portraits. I had Hannah send me over some pictures so I could sit down and I could practice. I practiced out in my living room, I practiced here at my desk, and I just needed to get back into the flow of painting people. Now, I went to college for art and graphic design and photography, so I've done a lot of paintings and sketching and all the things that come with going to an art school and getting that education, but it had been a while, so I needed to refresh, and so it was perfect for me to practice a lot. I even went to Hannah's house, and she sat down and just gave me the breakdown of what's gonna happen at the wedding, and also gave me some tips that she's learned of how to go about painting guest portraits a little quicker than maybe you would if you were sitting in your studio and you had more time. So I learned a ton from her. It makes me so excited to also try being a live wedding painter, and she made it seem so easy and so fun, and I love learning from other people, and it was such a great opportunity and such a great trip to go down to New Mexico with her and get to know her more. And I helped her with the day. I helped her set up. I took pictures. I brought my camera with me to take some pictures because I thought, why not help a girl out and get her some more, behind the scenes photos. And the whole evening went so well. We had so much fun. Guests would come up, little kids would come up. At one point I had a whole group of little kids watching me and telling me how much they want to be an artist, and it filled my heart with a lot of joy, and it was such a great experience. So thank you, Hannah, for asking me to come be your second painter, and it was so fun. So about 2 months ago, my husband and I went on a hike where we hiked Ice Lake and Island Lake, and the trail between the two lakes was kind of on this big slope, and there was this certain section that was really sketchy, and you kind of had to climb some boulders while also being on the side of a mountain. And I got really scared. My heart rate started going up, and I was clinging to the rocks, and I was going across, and it was about, 15-20 feet or so, and I got all the way across, and I just grabbed Ryan. I was just whew, that was so scary. We kept going. We got to the lake, we had lunch, we just chilled. But little did I know that we were going to be hiking up and over the Island Lake to get up to V2. That was a lot harder. That was a lot sketchier, and the ground it was more eroded. It didn't feel very secure, so it was a lot scarier for me to hike up to V2. But I made it to the top. I went straight to this big boulder. There was this plaque on it, and I just leaned my back up against it, and I breathed. I think Ryan took a photo of me just like being like, oh, okay, solid ground-ish for me. So that was really, really tough. And then we were up there for a little bit, and then we came back down, which was equally as tough, going back down a scrambly, loose rock portion of the hike. So something I will probably not do again. But we made it back down, went past the island lake, and then we came across that same 15-20 foot section that I, hours earlier, thought was really, really scary. And this time around, I just blazed through it because I had just done something way more out of my comfort zone and a lot harder. So doing this section was just, it was a breeze. I just went right past it, and I laughed. I told Ryan, I was like, wow, remember a couple hours ago I was like freaking out about this part, but now I can just go straight through it because I had just done something more intense than this section. We often see other artists who have a podcast, a YouTube channel, some other huge success, whatever it is, and think, wow, that's so daunting and scary, or they must know so much more than me. But the reality is, once you start doing things and taking action, it really starts breaking down into tiny, very accomplishable tasks. And all the things that seemed really scary actually become really, really fun. Your comfort zone matches exactly what you know and what you have done as an artist up to this point. But your comfort zone moves with you. It doesn't stay put. 2 years ago, I would have been so anxious if you had told me all the things I'd be doing right now. But my comfort zone moved with me as I grew as an artist, and now I enjoy the things that used to make me anxious. When I first started this YouTube channel, I was so nervous. I was so anxious. It would take me 10 plus times to get through a single point, and I struggled a lot with it. But I figured out helpful tips. I started writing scripts and learning things that helped me get over my fear. Action dissolves fear. Your comfort zone grows with you. Tiny steps can climb even bigger mountains. In the Artist Way, we learned about contributing to our creative well. And in the same way, saying yes to new opportunities helps us contribute to our confidence well, because we're a lot more capable than we give ourselves credit for. And life is a lot less scary when you can look back on different experiences, like my month-long hike where I hiked across the Arctic in Sweden, and think, if I can hike 300 plus miles in the wilderness, doing a small art show seems pretty manageable. And these experiences in our confidence well just gives us positive reminders of our abilities and help us not get in our own way. And contributing to your confidence well can start really small. Maybe you've never shown your art to anyone, or you've never done an art show, or you want to try a new art medium. Doing these things gives you the life experience and the confidence to do things and live a more fuller, creative life. I also think it's helpful to have reminders of your accomplishments, moments you were proud in your home or in your studio. For instance, me and my photography business, years ago, I got a cork board and I started pinning every thank you card that my couples were giving to me. And now over on my wall, I have 2 cork boards and I need to get a 3rd one. But it is a small reminder that every time I come in to do my work for my photography business, and it has been such a great reminder that in every place I've lived, I've always had this cork board, or now 2 cork boards, full of all these gratitude and thank you cards and thank you notes, so that I can see it and be like, no matter what the world or the bajillion other photographers that there are, these couples that I have had the pleasure of being a part of their day, I get to see how much I made a difference in this one day in their life. And it's a pretty big day in their life, granted, but I just love that I have been able to help them curate a beautiful day, and that they're just so thankful that they even send me thank you cards. So it's just a good reminder for me that I am doing my best and doing what I need to do for my job. And you can do the same thing for your art. We can use our space to uplift us, help us reflect on our abilities as an artist. So if you're struggling to get the confidence to do something new, I encourage you to display proud moments in your studio. Maybe it's a favorite art piece that you've created or a flyer for your art show to put it up and be like, I did that art show, or anything else that reminds you how creative and important your art is. Because your work as an artist matters, and confidence just helps the world get to see your unique personality and style. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I had so much fun creating this, and I hope that it brings you some confidence in your own art. And let me know in the comments below what you're struggling with, what you're trying to work on. I would love to hear it. I would love to cheer you on, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.